When you don't understand sales, you will continue to struggle trying to figure out, where does my next sale come from? How am I going to generate revenue? How am I going to be able to travel the world the way I want to travel? How can I give back more into the people that I want to help and that I want to serve? How can I give to my kids? How can I be able to go full time in my business? It becomes nearly impossible if you don't understand how to. First off is this, right? So when you're looking at sales, this is where you're specifically, or you're at a point where you're having a conversation with somebody, regardless of how you got on the phone with them. It could have been, maybe you know them personally, so they sent you a text. It could have been one of your friends calling you up, or maybe somebody was referred to you, called you up. It could have been somebody online who asked, hey, can I speak with you for a couple minutes? Can I pick your brain? However the person gets on a call with you, this is the point where you're actually on a call. Now, I can tell you from my experience, this was not something that I was always comfortable with. This wasn't something that I knew like that off the back of my hand. This is a skill that I had to learn over time. And quite frankly, because of where I come from, I didn't have confidence. I'm from the Bronx, New York, South Side, and I grew up around drug dealers. I grew up around, gang violence. I grew up around just prostitution, people rolling dice, junkies, people drunk, passed out. Like that was the type of environment that I grew up around. So it wasn't like I had just a bunch of people that was around me successful. I already had people coaching. It was speaking around me. It was none of that. So the things that I'm getting ready to teach you is specifically, at least from a sales perspective, are things that I really had to learn. And I had to put in the work. I had to join the trainings. I had to get the coaching. I had to go out to events. I had to continuously put my money where my mouth is, because I knew once I learned this skill, this is a skill that's going to feed me for the rest of my life. This is a skill that's going to feed my family for the rest of my life. This is a skill that I can teach other people. This is a skill that is going to be beneficial regardless of what areas in my life is important. The skill of sales is transferable. So you'll learn sales here, but I've had many clients that said, yo, I'm also doing real estate, and you've helped me close some big deals in real estate. I'm also doing this, I'm also doing that. And sales it translates into many different areas of your life. So that's what's the great part about what you're getting ready to learn today. But I didn't understand this. I didn't know it. Like I had to figure this out. Right. So that is what we're going to be sharing today. And I was nervous. Right. If you're still warming up to being confident on the phone with somebody, go ahead and put warming up in the chat. Let me know that you're warming up. Let me know that you're still trying to get comfortable on the phone, speak on people. I was the type that didn't want to speak to people because I'm like, well, what if they're at home eating dinner with their family? What if they're busy? What if I'm bothering them? What if they're not ready? What if they don't want to speak to me? What if, and I would what if myself to death to where I would not even pick up the phone. And I wouldn't have these conversations because I would what if myself to death. Put in the chat no more. So a couple key things that I've learned just about sales. The very first thing is sales, landing sales has a lot to do with your confidence. Landing sales has a lot to do with your confidence. So when you land sales, so to get sales, people are drawing off your confidence. They're drawing off your conviction. They're drawing off the fact that you're comfortable and confident that you can teach me something. You can teach me what? You can teach me how to overcome trauma. You can teach me how to make my first sale. You can teach me how to start that business. You can teach me how to lose weight. Whatever your niche is, a lot of the confidence that somebody gets is the confidence that you're giving as the coach. So if you don't have confidence that you can really help them and take them to the next level, how confident do you think they're going to be? I put it to you this way: they're not going to have more confidence than you. That's for a fact. The reason that they got on the phone with you is because they felt like you could help them in that area because they're deficient in it, or they want to help or grow in that particular area that you teach, your area of expertise. But if you get on the phone with them and your confidence is below zero because of some belief that you had or something that you've thought was true and it's not true, or because there's certain things that you believe, so now you're communicating that to the person that you're looking to help and serve so you can continue to live your purpose at a high level, then they're not going to have the confidence to want to move forward with you. So even if you didn't have anything else, if you had enough confidence, even if you wasn't really sure on what they were getting and how you was going to work with them, those are all things you need, right? What do the deliverables look like? What is that? Like even how you're going to solve their problem. If you got on a call and you was completely confident that you can help and help them resolve the challenge that they're faced with, you would be surprised you would probably close sales. It wouldn't be as high if you had some of the other things. However, that confidence is so. Say you booked an hour with them. Well, you just kind of had free range conversation. You kind of just tossing out advice, and you could kind of do this and do that. Have you thought about this? And you just having all of this conversation and this la 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 la. Then you get to the end of the call, and you know that it's getting close to the time that you got to hang up. And then now at this point, you want to start talking investment. Well, you done been lost the call 30 minutes ago because it didn't. The vibe of the call didn't even seem like that. The vibe of the call was just, I just kind of thought this was just like a chill conversation. I just thought you was just taking time out of your day just to help the brother out. You know what I'm saying? Or help a sister out. So then now it seems weird. You won't even feel comfortable offering your coaching services because that's not the vibe. That's not the way the call was set up in the first place. When you go to a doctor's office, you know exactly what's happening because they're coming through. Boom. Okay, wait here. This is boom. All right, you're going in to see the doctor. Okay, the doctor has the clipboard. Okay, how are you feeling? Boom, boom, boom. And they're going through a checklist. Okay, boom. All right, we get here. Well, based on this, boom, we're going to prescribe you. In the way that they're even conducting the whole thing, you know at the end of the day, you're going to pay something. Right? They know, when you go to a doctor's office, you're going to pay something just because of the process that they're taking you through. A lot of times we're not taking people through a process. We just having random conversations, which is why at the end of the call, we don't feel confident that we can help them. You get a lot of people who are either trying to refund, or you get people who are, it's hard to deal with. And that's because you gave them false expectations when they came in. So you got to really discover if you can help this person. So you got to have your questions ready. You got to know what you're going to ask the person. You got to know how to really probe to see what their problem is. You get a lot of people sometimes who they say their problem is one thing, but because you know this area, you know your area expertise, you know that's not really their problem. So you got to be able to listen for those things. Y'all follow what I'm saying? So that's really key. So that's one. So that's more like the discovery process and qualification process to see if you can really help them. Now you got a portion of the call where once you determine that you can help them, now you start presenting what you have. Now you can say, hey, based on what we just talked about, all right, cool, this is how I can help. And then this is the part that everybody like. This is the part where you get a chance to provide your coaching, provide your recommendation, provide how you can help the person. This is the part where people try to do this on the whole call, but that's a big mistake. On your call, there's a time where you can provide your feedback and information, and you can do your coaching thing. But that you don't want that to be the whole call. That's a portion of the call where you do your coaching and recommendations based on what they told you, what they need, what the challenges are, etc. Once you go through the recommendation part of it, and mind you, I said recommendation, not necessarily presenting your program. The recommendation in terms of how they can solve their problem. And then you go through, okay, well, this is how you're gonna solve this recommendation. So then now you say, okay, boom, this is what my program is, this is how I can help, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So then now you help them with that. You help them with that piece of it. So now they can see, okay, this is what I need to solve, but also this is what I need. This is how you're going to help me solve, implement these solutions and these recommendations you just gave me. Put I follow in the chat. Put I follow in the chat if this is making sense, because this is key. Once you get to that piece of it, now you talk about your program, and then you can go into the enrollment process and then get them in that way, right? But it has to go through it starts off with your confidence, and then it goes into the actual core portion of it where you're really discovering and seeing if you can help. Then you get into your recommendations and your coaching. Then you get into presenting your program and how your program could be a benefit that's specifically relevant to the challenges that they have, which it should be a fit. And if it's not, don't force it. You can refer them somewhere else. You can tell them to come back later. Don't force it. Trust me, like we get excited when we first start, but I promise you, if you slow down a little bit, you'll get more of the right people in, and those will be the people who will get you. You'll have the best testimonials. You'll have like it's so much better when you get quality people in. So then that's that. And then once they interested in the program, then you'll roll.